Good day everyone. Welcome to DJ channel. Today we will have the first episode of DJ tutorials which highlights the commonly misused words in English. For episode 1, we will discuss the difference or we will discover when do we use the following pairs of words. A few and a little. A lot and a lot. Apart and apart, a while and a while, accept and accept. And for the first pair of words, we'll have a few and a little. What is the difference between a few and a little? When do we use a few and when do we use a little? Okay, a few and a little both means some or a small amount. Remember that. Both a few and a little mean some or a small amount. The difference only is when you are going to use them. If you will use a few, you will use it with nouns that can be counted or countable nouns, and they are in the plural form. While a little, you will use them with those nouns that cannot be counted, or those so-called nouns that are uncountable. Most of uncountable nouns are in singular form. Sometimes we call them as mass nouns. Remember again, a few and a little mean, both of them mean some or a small amount. But you will use a few for countable nouns plural and a little for uncountable nouns singular. Let's take the following examples. She has a few good friends in the campus. Why do we use a few? Okay, let's look at the noun after a few. The noun is friends because good is a modifier of friends. Friends is what? Friends is countable. We can count friends. And it is in the plural form. Therefore, we use a few. So the sentence is, she has a few good friends in the campus. Number 2, the group has done a few projects. What is the noun after a few? Projects. This is countable nouns. We can count projects, and it ends with s. That's why we have a few. So the sentence now is, the group has done a few projects. For number 3, Reggie has a little time to relax. Why do we use a little? Because the noun after a little, or the next word after a little, is time. Time is uncountable, especially if we are referring to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, etc. But if we will add s to time, it will become times. The meaning will be different. It has another meaning. It's like, how many times did you do it? So, 6 times, 7 times, etc. So, when we say time, it is uncountable. So, uncountable, singular. That's why we use a little. Reggie has a little time to relax. Number 4, I have a little information about him. Why a little? The same with time. Information is uncountable. It is a noun that cannot be counted. That's why do not add s to information, because always class uncountable nouns do not form. They're plural. We always categorize them as singular. So that is why we use a little as our quantifier for information. So for number 3 and number 4, we use a little because time and information are both uncountable nouns, while singular. And for 1 and 2, a few, because friends and projects are both countable nouns, and they are in the plural form. Okay, let's try this. What is the correct answer? A few or a little? Let's see. There are only blank days left for this semester. Look, What is the next word after the blank where we are going to write our answer? Days. Days is a noun after the blank. It is countable. We can count days. How many days are there in a week? 7. So days, countable. It ends with S, plural. Therefore, we will use a few. The sentence now, there are only a few days left for this semester. Number 2, Johnson saw blank mice inside the cabinet. What is the next noun, or what is the next word after the blank? It is a noun, mice. Mice is in the plural form. It is the plural of mouse. And we can count mouse. So therefore, it's in the plural form. And we can count. We will use a few. So, Johnson saw a few mice inside the cabinet. Number 3. Could I have blank sugar in my coffee? What is the next word after the blank? It is sugar. It is uncountable. It is a mass noun. We cannot count sugar. In order for us to count sugar, we need to add quantifier like 2 kilos of sugar, 2 cups of sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar. So, uncountable, therefore we will use a little. Could I have a little sugar in my coffee? So, a little, again, is used if the noun is uncountable and singular. While a few is used if the nouns after it are plural and countable. Okay. Next pair of words, we have allot and allot. What is the difference between allot and allot? Okay. Allot is an expression which means a large amount of something, while allot is a verb which means distributing or assigning a portion of something. So, do not be confused with the use of allot and allot. Why? It's very easy. I will teach you the easiest way on how to identify the correct answer if the choices are allot and allot. Okay, look. Let's start the examples. Rob knows a lot about precious stones. Why we use a lot? This is what you are going to do. Look, the subject and verb in the sentence. If there is already a verb in the sentence, you will not use a lot because there is already a verb. But if there is no verb, you will use a lot. That is a tip. Look, Rob knows a lot about precious stones. Rob is our subject, knows is our verb. Now, we have already a verb, so we do not need to use this because this is a verb. We have already a verb. Therefore, we will use a lot because a lot here means a large amount of stones. Okay, number 2. They allot 2 hours for their rehearsal. Why do we use allot? Because we are looking for the verb. They is our subject. So, we need a verb, and between the two, allot is a verb. That's why we will use allot. Allot here is used as a verb for the subject they. So the sentence now is, they allot 2 hours for their rehearsal. Number 3, we need a lot of time to review this lesson. Why we use allot? Because we have already a verb. What's our subject? We. The verb is need. So we have already a verb. We don't need to have another verb. So we do not need to use this. We will use allot. Allot refers to a large amount of time to review this lesson. Okay, let's try these sentences. What is the correct answer? Allot or allot? Okay, number 1. Arnold has blank of homework tonight. What we are going to do? Let's see if there's a verb. Arnold is our subject, the doer of the doer of the action, and has is our verb. Arnold has blank of homework tonight. So, since we have already the verb, we will disregard this. We will use a lot. Arnold has a lot of homework tonight. It means Arnold has a large amount of homework tonight. Number 2. The senators blank enough time for their session. Our subject is senators. What is our verb? We have no verb here. We are looking for the verb. So, between the two, this is the verb, therefore we will use this. The senators allot enough time for their session. Number 3. The host blank more rooms for their guests. We have our subject. What is our verb? We have no verb. So we are going to look for the verb. So between the two, the verb is allot. Allot will be used here. So the host allot more rooms for their guests. Okay. Third pair. Apart and apart. What is the difference between apart and apart? When do we use apart? Two words, and apart, one word. Okay. Apart is a noun. Apart is an adverb, or it can be a preposition. Again, apart is a noun, and apart is an adverb, or it can be a preposition. When we say apart, it is a portion or a segment of something, a part of a whole. Apart as an adverb means separated or separately. They have grown apart. They have grown separately. So therefore that is an adverb. And if you will use it as a preposition, always pair it with from. Apart from, which means aside from. Apart from him, his brother is also invited to the party. So that is preposition. Okay, for us to understand better, let's try the examples. Look, Shem always felt like he was a part of the company. So it is like Shem belongs to the company because he has a part there, he has a portion in that company. He is a portion, or he has something owned, a portion of something owned in that company. That's why we use a part. Number 2. After the rigid training, we have grown apart. Okay, in this case, it serves as an adverb. Adverb that modifies the verb have grown. Remember, adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. Number 3. Apart is paired with preposition from. Therefore, apart here is, apart from is used here as preposition. Apart from him, it means aside from him, the whole room was silent. Okay, let's apply it. Let's try this. What is the correct answer? Apart or apart? Nueva Ecija is blank of Central Luzon. It is it apart or apart? So, since Nueva Ecija is a portion of Central Luzon, we'll use apart. Nueva Ecija is a part of Central Luzon. Number 2. They spent 5 years blank while he was in France. Here, we will not use it because it means a portion. They spent 5 years. They spent how? For 5 years while he was in France. So we use apart because it means separately. They spent 5 years separately while he was in France. Number 3. There is from. If we will use it, it is not allowed because it means a portion. This is the only word that is being paired with from in order for you to come up with preposition. So apart from the scenery, it's quite nice outside. Okay, so let's have pair number 4. Pair number 4 is a while and a while. What is the difference between a while and a while? Okay, when do we use a while and when do we use a while? Okay, look. A while is a noun, while a while is an adverb. A while means for a period of time, while a while means for a short period of time. Do not be confused on how to use them because their meaning, their meaning, their meaning is almost the same for a period of time, for a short period of time. So when it comes to use, I will teach you again the easiest way. Let's have the examples. Look, huh? The traffic will be moving in a while a while. Let's go back with the definition. A while is used only, usually, after the preposition. So, if there is a preposition in the sentence and the next word is, you will choose between a while and a while, you will use a while because a while is always used with preposition. Okay, look, the traffic will be moving in a while. There is a preposition and the next word is a while because a while is one is used always with a preposition. You will place it after a preposition in. Preposition in. Number two, the participants will read a while. There is no preposition, therefore you will use a while. Number three, Kenji said he would be home for a while. There is a preposition before a while, so you will place it after the preposition. Number four, the manager asked them to wait a while. There is no preposition, so that's why we use a while. So number one and number three means for a period of time, while number two and number four means for a short period of time. It's like the traffic will be moving in for a period of time. For number two, the participants will read for a short period of time. The same with number four, and number one and three have the same meaning, for a period of time. Okay, let's try it. What is the correct answer? A while or a while? Ben and Russell talked blank after the class. Is there a preposition? There is none. There is a preposition, but it is after the blank. We said that the a while is placed before the preposition. This is after. So the answer is a while. Ben and Russell talked a while after the class. It means it serves as an adverb. It modifies the verb talked. Ben and Russell talked a while for a short period of time after the class. Number two, we watched the show for blank. There is a preposition for, therefore we will use a while. We watched the show for a while, or we watched the show for a short period of time. Number three, the first word is preposition after. After, therefore we use this because there is a preposition. After a while, we were moving again. After a short period of time, we were moving again. What is the difference between this example and this example? Here, the answer is a while, followed by after. Here, the answer is a while, preceded by after. We said that we will use a while after the preposition. Preposition first, before a while. Here, after is placed after the blank. So therefore, the answer is a while here. And here, the answer is a while because it is placed after the preposition after. Okay, number four. Aisha rocked the baby what? A while because there is no preposition. Okay, for the last pair, we have accept and accept. What is the difference between accept and accept? Okay, accept is a verb. Accept is a preposition. So it's very easy. If there is no verb in the sentence, you will use accept because between the two, accept is the verb, while accept is a preposition or a conjunction. Let's see. Accept is a verb which means to take or receive something that is offered, while accept is a preposition which means with the exclusion of or. It is a conjunction or a connector. If, which means but not, especially if you're going to connect two clauses. Okay, let's try the example. Number one, Louis, subject, verb. That's why we use accept. Louis accepts the invitation to join with us. There is S because our subject is singular. Number two, everybody is invited to the party except him. So, except here is used as a preposition, which means everybody is invited to the party except him or aside from him or with the exclusion of him. Number three, I would love to go with you. This is one clause. Except that I am busy today. Another clause. So, except here is a conjunction, a connector that connects first clause and another clause. Again, for number one, all my friends except J, because we have a verb, that's why we use accept. Agree with the new policy. Number two, please, there is no verb, that's why we use accept. Please accept my apology for my mistakes. Number three, there is a verb for the subject applicants. That's why we use except. Except the lady in red. It is a preposition. Okay, that's all for our first episode. I hope that you have learned something from this discussion. Okay, for our next episode, for episode 2, we will have the following pairs of words: adapt and adopt, affect and effect, I'll and I'll, afflict and inflict, adverse and averse. So we will discuss this in our episode 2. Okay, that's all for today, guys. If you have questions and suggestions, write your comment below, and do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Goodbye and have a nice day.